today's video. We're gonna make another Aplan 1A entitled Plot Position Lines to determine ship's position using terrestrial observation. So let's start. So in scenario's description, at 14:30 hours, the vessel is at the vicinity of the southern part of Panay Island with rising tide and on course 278 degrees true. Speed is 10 knots, and the OOW observed two lighthouses at the same time. The Libertad lighthouse bears 090 degrees relative, while the Pusho PT lighthouse bears 030 degrees relative. And after 40 minutes, Pusho lighthouse bears 060 degrees true, distance 3.2 nautical miles, and the OOW altered the course to 016 degrees true times 10 knots. At 15:54 Nazong PT lighthouse bears 030 degrees relative. After 30 minutes, Nazong PT lighthouse bears 90 degrees relative. So first thing to do is we have 14:30 hours is equal to 278 degrees true by 10 knots, which is part of Panay Island. So first thing is to locate the true bearing of Libertad lighthouse and the Pusho PT lighthouse. So based on our scenario, we have Libertad is 90 degrees relative plus 278 degrees true is equals to 8 degrees true. So the Libertad lighthouse has 8 degrees true. So as what you can see, 8 degrees. Simply locate your triangular ruler, and this is the Libertad PT lighthouse. In order to get your line of position, simply drag your parallel ruler to Libertad. Next is Pusho PT lighthouse. According to the scenario, the Pusho PT lighthouse has 30 degrees relative plus 278 degrees true, so we'll get 308 degrees true. 308. Pusho PT lighthouse. So this line of position is this is the Libertad 8 degrees true, and this line of position is the Pusho PT lighthouse, which bears 308 degrees true. So since we get our Pusho Point lighthouse and Libertad, we can now get our 278 degrees true. So 278 is right here. So 278 degrees true by 10 knots. And 14:30 hours. This is our plotted course line. This is our course line and plotted fixed position. Next is to determine our latitude and longitude of our fixed position. Latitude and longitude. So 45, it's stated here that if 45, we can now count it downwards. So the latitude will be 11 degrees and 42.9 minutes, while the longitude will be 122. It's about 121 since here 121 degrees and 45, 50, 54.5 minutes. Next to locate is the Pusher Point Lighthouse bear 060 degrees true with a distance of 3.2 nautical miles. So you here 60 degrees true. And it says here that we have 3.2 nautical miles, so we need to use our compass. 1, 2, 3, and point 2 is right here, so point it to our Pusher Point Lighthouse, then make a mark it right here. So this one is our Pusher Point Lighthouse with 60 degrees true by 3.2 nautical miles. So next is on the OOW, alter the course to 016 degrees true by 10 knots. So here are, as what you can see in our compass rose, we have 016 degrees true. Stop right here because it says it alter course. So we will name it course of 16 degrees true and the speed of 10 knots. Next is at 15:54 hundreds, Nasong PT Lighthouse bears 030 degrees relative after since we can we can't get our 30 degrees relative, so Nasong PT Lighthouse is we have to plus our 16 degrees true to get 46 degrees true. So 46 degrees true Okay, simply drag. So you can see this is Nasong PT. So we'll name it Nasong PT Lighthouse by 15:54 hundreds and 46 degrees true. So after 30 minutes, Nasong PT Lighthouse bears 90 degrees relative. So Nasong PT Lighthouse has 90 degrees relative plus 16 degrees true, since we can get 106 degrees true. So determine it in our compass rose. 106 degrees true, and locate it to our Nasong PT Lighthouse right here, and simply drag your triangular ruler so this line of position will name it Nasong PT Lighthouse at 16:24 hours and 106 degrees true. Next is to focus and to determine our coordinates of fixed position at 15:10 hundred. So this is our fixed position of 15:10 hundreds, and determine the latitude and longitude. So the latitude is latitude of 1510 is again 11 degrees. So 11 degrees and 42.2, and the longitude is longitude 45, 46, 47, 48. So 121 degrees and 48 minutes. So that is our longitude. So next thing to do is to determine our the distance between here and here of 1554 hundredths. So we will have 7.3 nautical miles. Start right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.3. You can see it's right here, 7.3. So this part is your 7.3 and your dead reckoning position. So next thing to do is to determine the 1624 hundredths as your running fixed position. So since we have here in this part we have 46 degrees through, so locate 46 degrees through. 46 drag your triangular ruler to this point, and we'll name here as our running fix position at 1624 hours. And lastly is to locate the coordinates of our running fixed position at 1624 hundredths. So right here 16. So we'll have 11 degrees and 54.7 minutes. And lastly, the longitude, we have here 121 degrees and 50.1 to 50.5 minutes. So this is our plotted position. So I guess that's all for today's video, and thank you.